Okay, Math 85, this is hopefully the last video for the review. I'm on 26, and that's the review for test 3, which is this coming week. And I'm on 26, and I'm going to do some dividing of decimals. So I've got 2.07 divided by 0.9. So divided by 0.9. 0.9 is going to go on the outside, and 2.07 is going to go on the inside. So do we remember what happens when we have a point on the outside in front of our 9? That's 0.9, and I need to make it a whole number, so I can do that by just moving the point over 1 here, and now that's a 9 if I move the point over here. And since I moved it over 1 on the outside, I have to move it over 1 on the inside, and I move it over 1 and straight up. So that's where my point is going to go on the top. So however many places you move it to the left or to the right, I'm sorry, here you've got to move it to the right that many places here. So does 9, it's just regular division, does 9 go into 20? We know 9 doesn't go into 2, but does it go into 20? Well, 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. So that's pretty darn close. So it goes in twice, which is 18. Subtract down. So that's 10 or 20 minus 18, or 10 minus 8, which is 2, and I bring down the 7. Does 9 go into 27? Well, 9 times 3 is 27, so I put the 3 behind the point, and when I subtract, I have nothing left, so my answer is 2.3. Again, if any of these are giving you trouble, like the division or multiplication or anything to do with the decimals or any other problem, just send me an email. Okay, translate. I want to put this in a math expression, into a math expression. So my key word is quotient. Do we remember what quotient means? Quotient means to divide. So we want to take a number and divide it by 8. And plus 3, oh, there's another key word. Plus is to add. So how would I write a number divided by 8 plus 3? And the number, you can use any letter you want. X, A, B, C, any letter you want. So the quotient of a number in 8, so let's say B divided by 8 plus 3. And you can use any letter. You don't have to use B. Or you can say, you can write it horizontally like that, if that's easier or better for you. And that's it. We're just translating it into math. So 28, I believe this is the last one on page 2. We've got 5 friends going out for dinner, and this is their bill. And so I want to see what does each person owe. So I'm going to take the 5 and divide it into 127.25. And I'm just going to bring the point up. There's no decimal here to move anywhere, so I'm just going to keep the decimal here and move it straight up. And then we're going to long divide it. Does 5 go into 12? It doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 12 2 times. So that's 10. I subtract down and get 2 and bring down the 7. 5 goes into 27. The closest we can get is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract down. 27 minus 25 is 2. Bring down the next number, which is a 2, so now I have a 22. Does 5 go into 22? Well, 5 times 4 is 20. So 22 minus 20 is 2. I'm going to bring it up here, and I'm going to bring down the 5. And 5 goes in to 25 5 times. And when we subtract, we have nothing left over. So each person's share of the bill is $25.45. Okay, now to finish up, I'm going to go to 29 and we're going to graph some points. Okay. So we already labeled, it says label each of the quadrants. I already labeled each of the quadrants, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't label the X and Y axis. So remember, the x-axis is going across, right? And you're going to do a lot more with this in Math 90 next semester. And then the vertical line going up and down is your y-axis. So I'll want you to label the axes and the quadrants. And now they want us to graph, so I want to graph -3, 4. So remember here, this is 0, 0. We always start here. This is our home. And we're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3. It's -3. And +4, we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, so it's right by my 2. So if you want to label it, this is -3, 4. You don't have to. 1 over 3 negative, up 4 positive. Okay. 0, -2. So I'm starting at 0. I'm not going anywhere horizontally because it's 0. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm just going down. Remember, going down is negative. So I'm going down 2. Here is 0, -2. I'm going to 0 and 4. Next point. So I'm starting at 0. I'm not going anywhere. So I'm going nowhere on the X. But I'm going up 4 on the Y. So I'm going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is 0, 4. Okay. 2.5, negative 3. So again, I'm starting here, and I'm going over 2.5. So I'm going over 1, 2.5. If you need to put a mark, that's good. Going over a half, that's over 2.5. And then just go down 3 negatives. 1, 2, 3. So here is 2.5, negative 3. And then I'm going to the point negative 4, negative 1. So I'm coming back here to the beginning, and I'm going to the left, negative 4, and down negative 1. So here is negative 4, negative 1. And then my last one is 3, 0. So I'm coming back to the middle, going over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm not going up or down anything. So I'm just staying on the x-axis, and that is 3, 0. So I would definitely have something like this on the test because I want to make sure you can graph and show where your quadrants are and show where your axes are. And last, we're going to be doing some square roots. So these might be easy for you. This is number 30, the last one in the review. What's the square root of 81? That is just 9, because 9 times 9 is 81. And you don't have to write this part out, I'm just looking for the 9. So this one, what's 9 and 16? If you add those together, you get 25. And what number times itself gives you 25? That's 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. So I just want the 5. What's the square root of 49? Well, that's 7 minus the square root of 9 is 3. So 7 minus 3, this is just 4. And then for the last one, I keep the negative out front. And what number times itself gets you to 100? Well, 9 times 9 is 81. That's close. 10 times 10 is 100, and you can always use your calculator. So this is negative 10. And don't forget to bring the negative and put that out front. So again, if you have any questions on this, let me know. Good luck studying, and the test will be probably more toward the end of this coming week.